Hello everyone, and how are you all? In this tutorial I will tell you about the widgets in Flutter, and we will learn about what are widgets and how it works. So this is the official website of Flutter, and this tutorial will help you to create a beautiful UIs for both Android and iOS. So the basic concept of widget is that widget is helpful in creating elements of UI and the UIs of the screen, and you can see that this is the UI for Android and iOS. And we will we will encounter that what is the purpose of widget, and how we can place the widgets in the body of the screen to create a UI. So I will create this user interface in Flutter, and the first thing is to point out the diagram of the layout. For example, if I have a layout, for example, this is the whole screen of the mobile phone, and you have to point out the rows and columns. So the first thing is to identify the columns and rows, and you can see that the whole screen is the column. The whole screen is the column, and we have an image child, and then we have a row, because this is the column, the name, the title, and the time zone, and this is the second element of the row, which is icon, and this is the third children of the row, which is a text view. So this layout contains four elements. First one is the widget, first one is the image, the second one is the row, the third one is also a row which contains three children, and the three children are columns. The first one is the first column, this is the second column, and this is the third column. And this column contains two children. The first one is the icon, and the second one is text. And now we have another children, which is a text. So this UI contains four children. This is the column. We have four children. The first one is the image, the second one is the row, and inside this row we have three children. The first one is the column, the second one is the icon, and the third one is the text. And then we have a row which has three children, and these children are columns. The first one, this is the second one, this is the third one, and the last one is the text. So this is the division of the UI. If you see that this is the row, and we have a column, and this column contains two childrens, and this is the icon, and this is the text. So let me create the a new project, and let's start building the UI. Control plus shift plus P and create a new project. I'm going to name the application my app. Let's say my app, and the destination folder is the desktop. I will place this image in the background. So I have googled this image. You can also go to this URL if you unable to find this image, but it is totally up to you. You can also find the documentation of this tutorial, and you can also find the code of this tutorial, but it will be better to you to do yourself. Okay, Okay, the project is now ready, and let me start coding. Okay, I have downloaded this image in my download file, so I will copy this image and paste it in my project. And I have downloaded the image, so I will copy this image and I will go to my project, which is this one, and I will put this image in a separate folder, which is assets, and inside this assets I will paste this image. So and the okay, you need to add this image in the pubspec.yml. So okay, this is the code. You can see that. Okay, first you have to uncomment this code and replace this with the assets background.jpg. Okay, now save the file. Okay, this is our main.dart file, and first thing you need to do is remove all the code, and let's start from the scratch, and let me write a code. Import. Okay, let's start coding. Import material.dart, import this library, and let's create a main function, a void main. This is the lambda function, and call a method run app, and inside this we have my app class. Okay, now create a stateless widget and name it as my app. Okay, remove this container and write return material app, and inside this we have a title. The title of this application is my UI, and we have a theme data, primary swatch, and the basic color of the application is blue, and we have a home as well. Okay, the home, we have a home page, which I can say main page, and outside this my class stateless widget, let's create a stateful widget, which is main page. Okay, now remove this container and write return scaffold. Okay, inside this scaffold we have a body, and the body, as you can see that this is the body, and the body is a whole is a column. So I have a column, and this column has children's, And now we will create each widget separately. The first one is the image, so I will first create the image widget, which is a image section. Okay, now create this image section inside the main page state. So final image section is equal to container. Okay, image, and this image contains the child image, and we have image in the assets file, so I will call a method asset image, and now give a path assets background dot jpg, and set the width okay, set the width of the images double dot infinity, and the height should be 250, and we have a size of the image, for example the scale type, which is box fit dot cover. And if I run the application, you will see the result. Okay, below this image we will have a row which contains a column which has three childrens. The first one is the column, and then icon into and two childrens, which is icon and text. So this is the you can say row section. So I will call this row section, and let's create this as well. Final row section, the row section, you can see that this is the whole row, and we have a padding from left and right, so left and right, and also top and bottom. So I will first provide the padding from the top, left, right and bottom. For the padding I will use a container, and inside this container we have a child which is called padding, and I will give the padding from horizontal padding, which is, let's say, 32, and the vertical padding should be 10. Okay, inside this container we have a child. The child of the container will be is going to be a row, and this row you can say this row has children's, and the first children is expanded, and inside this expanded we have a child which is a column. Okay, I am talking about this section. Inside this row we have a child column, and then we have two more childs, which is icon and text. So inside the column we have inside the column we have main axis alignment, which is start, and then we have a children. The column has two childrens. The first one is the text, and another one is also a text, so I will copy and paste. The text should be, for example, northern area. Okay, beautiful lake, and style, give it a style, for example text style. Let's set a property for this text to font weight dot bold, and we have another text you can say which is okay. Let's change the color of this text to colors dot gray and 500, and let's change the name as well. For example, I can say northern area. Okay, so this is the image you can see. If I save the file, you will see the changes. This is the row section. Okay, we have a children which is a column, and you can see the result. Northern area Pakistan. Okay, so okay, now in outside this expanded we have icon, which is, and inside this icon let's see, we have icons dot star, and again we have a size box which includes a width of 5, and then we have a text which is let's say 41. I don't know why the hot reload is not working, but I will restart the application. Okay, the third section is as per the design. You are seeing that this is the another row, and we have the row contains children which are 3 columns, and these are 3 columns, and we will and I will also create this section, and let's say okay, you can see that this is the design, but I'm going to set the alignment, for example cross axis alignment dot start, uh, and I will also set this with the column. The hot reload is not working. Okay, let's change the color of this icon to colors dot red. Okay, let me restart this application once again. Okay, third section is also a row which is a button section, so call a button section, and let's create this button section over here. This is the button section. Okay, for the button, as you can see that we will also wrap this row in the container, and we will give a padding from the horizontal, and we will also give a padding of horizontal and vertical. So the first property is the padding, and call the h in sets dot symmetric, and we have a horizontal padding which is 40, and we have also a vertical padding which is 10, and then we have a child which contains a row. Okay, the alignment of this row can be main axis alignment dot space evenly, and the row contains the children's. Okay, if you look at this picture, you will analyze that we have three columns. This is the first one, this is the second, and this is the third one, and we will uh, we will create these three columns. But okay, this is the design. You can see that we have a star, the icons, okay, just like this one. Okay, we have three columns, but I will create a method of column because I don't want to write a same code again and again. So I will create a method, let's say my buttons, and I will pass the arguments, let's say icons dot, the first icon is the call icon, and we have a label, just let's say we have a text which is, you can say call, and as we have three children's, three columns, so I will call this method three times because I want to place three childrens in a row, and this is, I think, the navigation icon. So navigation, okay, near me, okay, this is the icon, and I will give the name. Okay, the third icon is the share icon, and let me change the name again, share. Okay, I don't have this method, but first I will create this method my buttons, and I will create these parameters icon data icon, and we have a string which is label, and this is the method. Okay, why it is giving me error? Only static members can be accessed in initializer. Okay, make it a static function. Okay, if I let me uh, create, because this is a column, you can see that this is a column, this is also a column, these are the three columns. So I will give a type to this method, a column, and I will return this container, because I okay, return container, and okay, we have a padding property h in sets dot symmetric, and I will give a horizontal padding to okay, let's say 40, and we have a vertical padding as 10 point 5.0. Okay, let's, because I have already created the container over here, so I will remove this container and I will return, let's say, okay, as you can see the design. Oh, okay, these are the three columns, so let's say return a column, and we have a children, and these are, let's say the first one is the text, sorry, the icon, and we have icon over here, and the color of the icon should be blue as per the design. And then we have a sized box, you can say sized height 5.0. Okay, and then we have a text, which is, okay, this is the text of blue color. So first I will give a text, and then the style property, and we have a text style of color, colors dot blue. Okay, so this is the okay, so this is the three buttons, the three columns, and you can see the design, but the third one is the text. You can see, this is the another, you can see the text section. Okay, this is the last section, which is a text section, and you can create this text section. And also we have a container, we will wrap this text in the container, and we have padding edge in sets form, it's inside dot symmetric, and we have a horizontal padding of 32.0, and we have a vertical vertical padding 10, and we have a child which is a text. And if you see the design, it is a random text. You can search, you can google any type of text, but I have searched this text from the Google, from the Wikipedia, so I will copy this text from here. Okay, so copy this text and paste it over here. Okay, let's set another property, which is a soft wrap true. Okay, if I restart the application, okay, so okay, this is the design. You can see that this is, I think this is according to this design, but this is the difference in the design. This is a debug banner, so you can also remove this design, this banner over here. Let's say debug. Okay, select this option, debug show checked mode banner, and set it to false, and now you will see again this check mode banner. So this is the tutorial of how to create a UI for both Android and iOS in Flutter. and I think it is easy to understand the concepts of widget, and I hope so you will understand this tutorial.